Good evening, everybody. And today we've got actually one of the best live webinars that we've had in a while. Because today we're bringing you the Nogemani brothers. We're bringing you Simamkele Mbulawa. We've got Mr. President, the one and only Mr. Mdwaba. Welcome, sir. And we've got Mr. Mahlagata.
Good evening,
Good
everyone.
evening, gentlemen.
Good
Yes,
evening, everyone.
gentlemen, it's nice to have you. And I believe, Mr. Simam Kelembulawa, it's your first time on the webinar today.
Yes, it's my first time on the webinar today. Good evening, everyone.
Evening, sir. It's an honor to have you today. Um, Actually, today's webinar is all about you and Mr. Nokemane leaving us at PAICTA. So we thought just to bid farewell to you guys. There's a lot of our listeners out there, and there's a lot of people that you've worked with at PAICTA that would be much more interested in finding out more about yourselves and your experiences with PAICTA. So we thought, why not have you on the webinar today? As it is a Friday night, we'll try as much as best as we can to keep it within the right time frames. So, Mr. Simamkele, to you, sir, your experience with PAITA. With all the experience that you've acquired from PAITA, and looking back, what would be your own advice to individuals that are at university at this point in time? And perhaps if
Thank
you
you,
can
Mister.
give
Thank you.
just sorry, perhaps if you can just give a brief insight about how you came to know PAITA, and then take it from there.
All right, thank you, Mister. Once again, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you can hear me. My network is acting up today. But to explain actually my experience now at PACTA and looking back from the person before PACTA, and also what advice can I give at least to individuals who are still at varsity. First of all, with my experience, I would like to give my advice to the students at varsity at first that they should try by all means to focus on building on solid foundations. That's one of the
Mm,
principles that are actually basic on IT, in fact, and not also to focus only on IT, but the IT as a whole, trying to understand the industry and trying to understand what's going on out there with this industry, what changes can this career bring
mm,
to us individually, as to the country, to the society,
mm,
and also they must be open to learning new technologies. That's important. Learning new
mm.
technologies. The tech industry is constantly evolving, as we know, and I hope you can agree. So it's essential for students to stay open-minded and be ready to learn new programming languages, new frameworks, new tools. Yes, and also
So,
them. I would encourage them to explore some emerging technologies like
mm.
blockchains, artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, as they are changing the world.
So,
Actually,
in essence, if I'm hearing you well, you're just saying that they should be more curious when it comes to tech, and they should actually be more on the exploring side and be willing to learn new things, if that's what I'm getting from you.
yes, yes,
That's
that's what I'm trying to
that's
say.
that's perfectly said, sir. And Mr. Nokemane Tando, do you perhaps think that university for you coming out of university and starting your journey with PAICTA, do you perhaps think that university had actually prepared you adequately for the work environment?
All right. Thank you for the questions. Once again, I would like to say good evening to everyone. Firstly, I would like to start by saying yes. University have provided me with the fundamental knowledge when it comes to the basics and also theory-wise of IT. So it was also
Mm,
university is not only about acing and also passing your university, or your exams, should I say that you need to also engage in the practical work level, and also seeking internships have also provided much more insight when it comes to IT space. So such like me, I've had a opportunity to have that much insight when it comes to IT space, and also learning more about the IT. So being part of PAITA has shown me quite much experience, and also being exposed to all the industry level, or when it comes to IT space. So I would say that yes, it quite you would say that you learn at university, but you also need to learn at your own pace so that you could adapt to all those emerging technology things. Thanks.
Yeah, and Mr. While we're on that, I'd like to know, from your own perspective, what's your take on AI and future developments as far as software development and the tech space is concerned?
All right. I think I should start by saying AI has indeed has been a transformative thing that one should adhere to. Because when it comes to AI automates all those tasks that one could do, and also it
Mm,
automates all those repetitive tasks. So AI, in a sense of machine learning and also artificial intelligence, it always brings time consumption to all those things that one could do. So whenever you're in IT space, you are up to learn new things. So being in a field of IT, you also have to learn things such as AI so that you can adapt to the evolving technology trends of fourth industrial revolution.
that's well said, sir. And today in today's session, as you can see, we've got three other guests, of which they are non-speakers for the day. So we actually got them here for simple reasons. Like, for example, Mr. Mahlagata, he's joined the webinar because he's also one of the interns, one of the new interns at PAICTA. Then we've got Apeleleno Gemane, who is in the DSS cohort, of which he's still under his internship. And we've got Alungi there as well. So, with that said, this comes to you, Mr. Mbulawa. you know, uh, in terms of the internship, would you say that the internship at PAICTA is different from other programs that you've probably heard about in the province or in the tech space around you?
All right, thank you, Dalu. I would say from what I have heard, um, from our own mentioned names, but from other individuals, PAICTA is actually different. It's doing things differently than the other environments. For instance, some other organizations allow their interns to go make a tea for the whole day, do some paperwork and photocopying, but not actually doing this. For instance,
Practicing the skill.
if a user, not a user, sorry, if an intern is going to an internship or software development, so they are not
Mm.
training them and giving them the skills and working
Yes.
on the projects that they're supposed to work on.
Mm.
So I can say that Pacta is actually different from the other internship.
Mm. So we just lost him there. So Mr. Nakimane, it's back to you. Um,
Yes.
with your own experience, I mean, you've had so much experience at PAICTA because you've joined PAICTA right from the time when you were still a student, right? When there was, I think in one of the webinars we've had before, you mentioned your history with PAICTA. And then you went from there to being an intern at PAICTA, right? I think that was a hackathon
Yes.
before, and you went to being an intern at PAICTA. From being an intern at PAICTA, actually, you were part of the first cohort at PAICTA, which was the first interns. So from there, you became part of the first employees at PAICTA, you know. So with your own experience with PAICTA, what would you advise the new interns and the interns that are still in the program? What would you advise them to do for them to reach their developmental potential?
All right.
For them to
Thanks,
not
Mr.
end. Okay, you can go on.
All right. Thanks, Mr. What I can say is for the new interns, One thing that I could always say is, with the new emergency of technology and there always being things that are always one could learn from. So if ever one could come with an open mind and try as much as it can to be positive when it comes to learning new things, because whenever you are in PAICTA environment, you are bound to learn new things, and in the process you have to be collaborative, which means that you have to collaborate in your teams, and also be open to everything that you are sharing, so that you can be
Mm,
able to learn from one another. So what I can say is, more than anything, teamwork is the key, and also understanding, and also you need to keep in mind that the current trend of technology does not acquire one to always keep what he has learned or she has learned from university level. You need to also unlearn from what you have learned, so that you can learn new things in the environment, and also be in the practical space, so that you can be able to be exposed in the practical application in real world. And also one that I could say the most is, whenever you be facing any difficulties, you need to be able to seek to your advisors or manager or your supervisor, so that you can be able to be on the same path as everyone, so that it could be making a seamless integration between the teams and everyone being on board.
Mm,
that's well said, sir.
that's well said, Mister.
Uh,
So,
okay, you can go.
okay. So, in your own words, Mister, just a simple 2 lines. How would you recommend Python unlocks their potential further?
Okay. You know, one thing I should say, Upaita, by its absorptions from people that are coming out of university, I would say that Paita is doing an exceptional thing, because one could tell every student from university is being exposed to internship and seeking internship. So whenever you will be coming to Paita environment, Paita pulls from those people outside the university level, and Paita gives those people experience, and also for career exposure, and also being on the industry level. So I would say that Python is an is exceptional when it comes to that thing. And also Python is one that one could recommend, because Python is always filled with courses one could learn from, and also there's always growth, and also there's exponential growth when it comes to being exposed to all those technology trends out there.
Okay, that's well said, Mr. Mr. Mbulawa, a quick one before your network becomes unstable again. Um, would you recommend that somebody starts through an internship program before actually going into the work industry? You know, more like going on an internship before the actual employment. Would you recommend that? And I mean, it was the case for you, and how has it helped you develop?
Yes, actually, I would highly recommend pursuing an IT, and sorry, an internship before starting a full-time work in the industry, especially for students or individuals that transforming from academic offer numerous benefits that can significantly enhance their career. So the first thing that I would say to them is that internship first offers the practical experience. That's my first reason. So the interns are actually exposed to the experience, the practical experience. In fact, they are practically implementing what they have learned from the varsity, trying to do the projects and everything. So they're gaining the practical skills and the industry exposure. They're getting exposed to the industry. We may agree that the university is not actually showing what's there in the industry, but going to internship, at least you can get to know what's there in the industry. Obviously, another thing that is important is networking. So going through the internship, yes, you get a network. You
Of
actually
course,
build a network there. Internship offer a chance to connect with the professionals in your field, build a relationship with your colleagues, supervisors, mentors. Yes, another one is skills development. You are going there to yes to gain some skills like communication skills, teamwork, problem management skills, time management. So that's what you get, in fact, from
and
internship. So I would
leadership.
highly recommend people to go and pursue internships before going to a full-time job.
All right, that's a good one,
Yes.
Mister. That's a good one. Also, Mister, I think this one, most of us has been looking forward to it. In your journey at PAICTA, what should you say has been the highlights of your journey? Oh, I think we lost him.
Mr. Nokemane is still here. Do you mind
Yeah.
taking the question, sir?
Okay. For my side, I would say that the most remarkable highlight that I could say in my journey from PAITA,
Hmm.
yes, there were things that I've learned
I think we're
from the
losing
level of
also.
being exposed to industry, because I never knew what when it comes to WordPress. I could make an example. So I had to learn new things, so much languages and also so much environment, so much development. So one thing that I could say is, I hope I'm being audible. One thing that I could say is
Yeah.
a team collaboration, and also I've enhanced my communication skills, and also working closely with your managers increased my level of competence when it comes to working field and also working environment, because I was always working close with my project manager and also my manager, so that in terms of delivering, whenever I'll have to deliver something. So I would say that in my highlights from PAITA, I've learned a lot, and also it's memories that I will have to forever live with. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Nokemane. Mr. Mbulawa, that question was actually meant for you. So please take the kill. Your own highlights at PAICTA.
Sorry.
Your own highlights at
At
PAICTA.
PAICTA.
Oh yes, my first highlighted factor. In fact, it's getting to know the real world.
Mm,
The Yes, the university, and yeah, that transformation from being a student actually
yeah.
to be introduced in a working environment was actually one of the difficult things for me to tell, one of the difficult information, but Python made it so easy for me to actually adapt into that, and I was exposed in that. What as I've said, to I was actually exposed to the real world. That's what I was looking for. So another thing I learned from the professionals. That's another thing, learning from the professionals. Yes, it's so that thing of learning from the professionals, working with the professionals, seeing them how they solve problems, how they attack complex situations, complex problems. So that's another thing that is my highlight, and skill development. Internships. This internship provided an excellent opportunity for me to develop and sharpen my skills in both in technical and soft skills. So this can include the programming languages, communication, problem solving, and time management, and the networking opportunities.
Mm.
So during this internship, I've created a lot of network with you, with my colleagues, with my mentors. Yes, so those are my highlights.
Yeah, and also you mentioned your transition from being a student to being an intern, and I've seen quite a lot of people who have been struggling with that. Just from the both of you gentlemen, how would you say you've managed to, actually helped you strike the balance, between transitioning actually from being a student to being an intern? What helped you actually find yourself, find your own ground and find your own feet, and actually come to a place where you balance now and you can see that, okay, I'm out with the habits of being a student, and now you've already adjusted to work mode instead of just classroom, exam, home, and all that. Mr. Nongemane, you can go first.
Yes.
All right. No, no, no. It's
Uh,
fine. Bula can go first.
Oh,
No, it's
okay.
fine. We go first.
Mr. Mbulawa, you
I
can
would
go.
say, yeah, the first thing that I did was to actually set my mind. I have to sit down with myself and say, now I'm now in a different environment, not the one I was at. So trying to go and talk to some other professionals. And what I'm trying to say is that setting your mind and your body and understanding that this environment is different from what you from what you from what you're experiencing before. And yeah, with the projects that I did, the communication and the presentation skills, those research that I did, those
Mm,
presentation
mm.
skills, communication skills actually helped me in understanding and sharpening my skills in communication because uh, I hope we can agree that the communication, effective communication is different from the communication we were actually doing at universities
Yes, that's
with
true.
peers. Yes, yes. So doing a research on how to communicate professionally, how to be professional, in fact, helped me to actually adapt to be inside this environment. I
And I
think.
also believe that I also believe that you're also forgetting the sessions that we usually have at PAICTA where a speaker from outside, a professional, would come and advise on certain topics as well. I do believe that those also help in case you have forgotten those.
Yes, yes, that's true. They helped a lot. They helped a lot.
Yeah. Mr. Nokeman,
Yes.
Mr. Nokeman, I think we're losing him. In the meantime, Alu, you joined while we're already going on. So, how are you?
All right.
Afternoon,
Alu,
afternoon, good afternoon, everyone. My
Alu, we're
audible,
struggling to hear you.
my audible, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
We're okay, thank you. I just wanted to extend our greetings since you joined in while we're already in it. Otherwise, we'll go back to Mr. Nokemani.
Okay,
Mr. Nokeman,
and
over to you, sir. I think
All
you
right.
had already
Thanks a lot. I hope
accepted
I'm being.
before we lost.
I think I'm being audible. Am I being audible?
Yes, you are audible, sir.
Oh, all right. Okay. Thanks a lot, Mr. I just want to highlight from what Umbula already covered, from transforming from being a student and also adapting to industry level. One thing that I could always say is, whenever you're setting your mind for something, there's nothing that you cannot achieve. So also from my side, I would like to say that I always came with a positive mind whenever I'll be doing something or whenever I'll be engaging in something. So for me, being part of student and also transforming to becoming an intern and also a part of employee at PAITA, I always have that positive mind in me that I know that I need to be disciplined in whatever that I'll be doing. So putting the discipline with me and also having to know that I need to deliver whenever I have to deliver something. So that part of a process that helped me to achieve everything that I an intern to become an employee, first employee of PAITA. It's something that I should always be proud of. And also, I hope also it will be resonating to everyone listening out there that if ever you'll be setting your mind to something, there's nothing that you cannot achieve.
Mm,
Thanks a lot.
That's well said, sir.
that's well said, sir. Also, this one goes to both of you. Uh, During your journey at Paita, what do you wish could have been done differently to make it easier for you to gain more experience?
All right, from my side, truly speaking, I had no other negative things to mark on what PACTA has done. That thing, I know many people are complaining about workload and everything, but instead of saying that PACTA has to do something different, I would just say to people that are actually on the internship with PACTA, to set up your mind and do some more research. And yes, workload is something that every place has. So making sure that you are actually managing your time, your projects, and everything. I think that would help individuals to be able to adapt um, in the environment. Otherwise, I wouldn't say there's nothing that there's anything that PAICTA could change.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Over to you, sir.
All right. All right. Thanks, Mr. I believe I'm audible.
Yes, you are, sir.
All right. Thanks. One thing that I can say is one thing that I could change or do differently. I think it's a matter of communication. I think communication is key to everything that you'll be doing, because if ever you'll be communicating effectively,
Mm.
it will be a seamless integration between your project managers and all those project stakeholders are involved in the workspace. So if ever you be mindful of communication and always keep in mind that one needs to communicate whenever there's anything that has to do with work things or work related things. So I think we will have to achieve many of the things that we have achieved. But nonetheless, I'm always grateful for the opportunities at PAITA. So I believe in establishing in communication. It will be also increasing the essence of seamless integration between the workspace of IT when it comes to the new people that are joining on board and also the people that are willing to join IT space and one that one would like to learn things about the IT space. Communication is key because you'll be able to translate the complex things into non-complex. Thank you.
Thank you, Mister. Just a quick one also. Sorry. Do you gentlemen think that perhaps the industry, okay, let me put it this way. Do you guys think the industry is doing enough to absorb students that are fresh from varsity, students that are coming out of varsity? Do you think the industry, like your tech industry, is actually doing enough to absorb and make sure that these students are absorbed into the system? Because when you're looking at sectors like IT, they are skills based. So what you taught in varsity is a skill. So when you go out of varsity, you should be able to practice the skill. Do you guys then think that the industry is doing enough to make sure that these kids that are coming out of varsity are being absorbed seamlessly and they are getting all the experience and exposure that they need in the industry? Anyone can go first.
From me, I think yes, the industry is trying to do that. Remember, if I remember very well, while I was still in university, there were programs like Huawei, for instance, where you'll be taught some basics of Python. That's where, in fact, I learned about Python. We'll be taught about the basics of Python, machine learning, the AIs, and obviously there are some seminars and webinars out there of which one can go and attend, get an exposure there, obviously build some network there. So I think the industry is trying, but there's always something that is blocking that thing. So I think
Mm,
another thing that is actually hindering that process, students are not exposed to those programs. Like for instance, there are
mm,
programs like Hacker where students can go and do some competitions and try to solve some common problems there, bringing
problems,
up
yeah.
some solutions. Yes, that's where that's where in fact individuals are getting exposed. But I think the thing, the issue is being exposed to these programs. I think that's
Okay.
where the issue lies. Yes,
So
Mr. Hope again.
I heard you well, Mister. But I'm trying to understand when you say the issue is exposure, are you saying that there's adequate programs out there, just that they are not advertised enough or they are not spoken about enough? Is that what you're saying?
Actually, yes, I can say they're not spoken about
Okay.
enough because
Sorry to interject, Mister. Sorry to interject. Let's just bring it to a narrow scale, right? Take, for
Yes.
example, the Eastern Cape, right? As compared to your other provinces, do you think the industry is doing enough in the Eastern Cape now?
In the Eastern Cape, yes, there are programs that are there. But the thing is that students are not actually, I can say, people are not talking about them. I can say so.
Okay.
They are small. Oh, okay. Besides that, yeah. Besides that, Eastern Cape it has its own politics and greatness and everything. You'd find that there are some programs that are run by people from Eastern Cape, but they're trying to outsource them to other provinces. I hope
Hmm.
you can understand what I'm trying to say. So I can say the issue with the resources that we do not have, it's what is hindering the process.
Okay. No, nicely
Yes.
said, Mr. Mr. Nokemana, what's your own take?
Um, all right. One thing that I can say is, yes, there are programs, and also as much as there are programs, as I've mentioned earlier, it's a matter of communication because you find good it's a matter of networking with those people out there, and also having to create those enough links so that you can find those available sources and also available programs out there. Because I remember also when I was doing my final year university at WUSU, I was also exposed in Python because I also enrolled in a program called Hawaii. Yeah, that's where I was exposed to Python and other things. And also there was a hackathon that was held by UPyTA, and also I
Hmm.
had to enroll so that I could get because if ever you find you'll be having it theory from the varsity level, but if ever you'll be engaging to practical work, you'll find good those things will equip you enough so that you can be prepared for the industry level. So yes, there are programs, and also as much as there are programs, it's a matter of conveying them to people because you'll find that people are not out there to being exposed to such things. So it's a matter of how you get those programs to people so that people can partake and also engage to those programs.
That is very true, sir. And seeing that you gentlemen are on your way out of PAICTA, leaving PAICTA, as sad as it is, it's actually nice to see that there's growth in PAICTA and people actually get to a point where they have to go and face the world and spread their wings. So, which brings us to the next question. Um, would you guys recommend the internship program at PAICTA specifically? And if that is the case, why?
All right. Thank you, Mr. With that question. Yes. For me, I would recommend Python for the fact that obviously the first reason is that I'm a product of PAICTA. But besides being a product of PAICTA, with my experience at PAICTA, there are many tools that I have learned here. And for someone who has that eager to learn, and that as someone who is that eager to grow, this is a platform that someone can come and try to learn and grow here. PAICTA actually grows a person. I am who I am today because of what PAICTA gave me. The skills that I got, not only the programming skills, but other skills like project management skills, other skills
Yes.
like communication skills. So I would actually recommend PAICTA to actually someone who wants to learn and someone who wants to grow. So PAICTA is the right place for those individuals.
Thank you, Mr. Rokeman.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Yes, I would recommend Upaita because, as I've mentioned earlier, that Upaita plays a huge role or pivotal role when it comes to absorbing students from varsity level to
Mm.
become exposed to internship. Just like me, I was part of those people who were being absorbed from varsity. I came from the varsity to bring an intern to PAITA because I was also being exposed to the practical work of industry. So by all that, I could say that Upaita has all those capabilities of growth and also learning so that you can be prepared for professional work exposure and also all those career endeavors one could expect when it comes to industry level. So yes, I would recommend Upaita to everyone.
And for you, Mr. Nokeman, I shouldn't be asking you this because your younger brother is right there. So that says a lot about your recommendations.
Yes, yes, yes.
Gentlemen, it's been nice having you on today's session. And Mr. Mbulao, I know this is your first session and hopefully not the last. And we hope to have you once again very soon. Uh, any words that you'd leave, that you'd like to leave a small Mr. Nokemane somewhere in varsity with any words that you'd like to leave a student that is looking forward to studying internships, a student that is still stressing right now, trying to juggle in between the struggle of securing exam admissions. Any words that you guys would like to leave them with?
I think you cut it from my side. I didn't hear your question very well. But I think, I guess you're trying to say, what can I say to individuals from varsity who are still having that?
Yes, we're still hoping to undertake internships that are just going to be fresh out of varsity by the end of this year. Yeah, that are actually looking into getting into the industry as well.
All right. At first, I would say to them, in fact, the first motivation I would give to them is that, yes, the fears will be there to them. Those fears
Mm,
of going to, as I've said to you before, the fears of transforming to be in a working environment. But I think, I would say today to them, growth is part of life. Someone needs to grow. If one is not growing, there's a problem with that person. Mr. Dow usually says that to us. If you're not growing, you're not learning new things in life every day, that means there's something wrong about you. So I'd
that's
say to
true.
them, doing some research and understanding what is required from them in this field, as in this environment, should be their first step. So that someone should not go to an internship and do not know what to do there. And also
Mm,
making sure, I should advise them to be also trying to make sure that they're creating projects, practicing projects, and working on projects that like, for instance, the e-commerce project, trying to do the project based on the frameworks. That one can actually give them problem solving skills, analytical skills, and yes, making sure that they are they are staying up with the latest trends of this industry. So in all, I'd say to them, they should go and do more research about this environment. Yes.
thank you, Mr. Nukiman. What's your own take?
Oh, all right. I think Umbula have covered most of the things, but also one that I would like to say is people that are coming from university would like to seek internship. I think they should embrace every opportunities that come their way, because you never know what future holds for you. So also one thing that I would like to share is, if ever your dreams doesn't scare you, seem like you're not dreaming enough. So yeah, you need to make sure that you are dreaming, and while that you are dreaming, you need to be on your action so that you can partake for whatever opportunity that comes your way. So I think all those things that could come to a matter of being on a network, and also trying to stay current to yourself, and also doing much research that needs to be done from the IT space, if ever you're in IT space, or on whichever course, or in whichever space that you are adapting to. But make sure that you are always staying current to yourself and creating in networks. And apart from creating in networks, make sure that you find someone that you'll always relate to, such people that will be your role models, or people that you always look forward to, and you know that whenever you'll be doing something, you'll be looking forward so that you could reach that level. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nokibane. You know, working with you guys has been a pleasure, and it's quite unfortunate, and it's still fortunate at the same time that we actually got to spend so much little time together. But in the small time that I've worked with you guys, and all I can say is you've been for the development of people. You've always been not only there to spoon feed, but always there to guide through each and every obstacle that we've encountered on the road. It's been a pleasure working with you guys, and I do know that you've made your mark at PAICTA, and we'll forever um, sit and reflect back on each and every small memory that we share with you. It's been wonderful. It's been great. Um,
It's been amazing. It's been amazing, really.
Yeah, and I do hope that other colleagues and other interns in the third cohort, which is the SDS, have learned quite a lot from you. And, I do hope that they will keep all the teachings that you guys have left for them behind. Otherwise, it's been lovely working with you guys. Let's go right to the comments and hear what the viewers have been saying. We've got right from the beginning, we've got Ntla Ntla saying happy birthday, Alungile. Alungile, you didn't even tell us it's your birthday
Hey.
today. Happy birthday.
Hey.
Where's the cake? Alungile, are we gonna get a piece of cake?
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Yes, please do send
Yeah,
us
that's
please do send us a piece of cake. We'll be waiting.
I'll do so.
Um, Akim Yozi says, farewell to you, Tando and Smamkele, wishing you all the best on your future endeavors. Then Sine Zen says, thank you for the pointers uh, to keep notes on this PAICTA journey. That's Onwaba. Then Linda Dabeni says, farewell to you, Mr. Mbulawa and Tando. I wish you guys all the success for the future. Ispile Chungu says, farewell to you, Tando and Simamkele, wishing you both a bright future ahead of you. Sandy Letonjin, you guys got a shout out from Sandy Letonjin. You guys should be proud. Sandy doesn't really shout out much to people. I wish you all the best, guys, on your future. You are the proof that hard work pays. Thank you for sharing this. It's so inspiring. Then Sinezen is back saying it's inspiring and motivating hearing that PAICTA is the one behind your growth as developers, seeing how much you guys now know. Then Sake Makaomi Kuchiso says, farewell, Mr. Mbulawa and Mr. Nogemane. I wish you all the best for your future, Z Palmer. Then Sandile comes back to say, all the best, guys. You guys are very lucky. Sandile is on your side. Then Sina Zen comes back to say, the only thing they've shared nonstop since the first day I met them was research, research, research. Lol. Then Togo Zabangani says, farewell, guys. All the best for the next journey. And thank you, guys. Sinezen comes back and says, we shall research. Thank you. Then Matili Till says, goodbye, guys. All the best on your future endeavors. You were great. Yeah, you were great leaders at PAICTA. And yeah, it's actually been great, eh? The office is gonna get quite lonely without you guys. We're gonna miss having those sessions, the presentations. One thing about you guys, you always know when there's a presentation, we always know that if you guys are there, questions are coming, definitely. And it's not just gonna be questions that brush you up, and no, it's going to be questions, challenging questions that requires you to think, challenging questions that test your research capabilities, that test whether was the research properly conducted. I remember the first presentation we had. Mr. President had to intervene because Mr. Nokemana was slaughtering people right there with questions. And Mr. President had to intervene to say, no, no, it's too much. So, yeah, one thing about you guys, you've always been on top of your game. When it comes to anything that needs to be done, it's been a thing for you guys to make sure that it is done properly, And I remember we've once had to redo a presentation because you guys were not satisfied with the outcomes of the presentations that were done. So yes, it's been quite a journey, and at PAICTA, it's always home to you guys. So yeah, we're not having this is not our last session together. Probably 3 months, 6 months down the line, we'll have you again to find out how are things going, and yeah. Otherwise, it's been good. Mr. Matlagata, would you want to say your own goodbyes? Okay. I think Mr. Matlagata has 1 or 2 words for you guys.
Good evening again, guys. I just wanted to say all the best on your future. You're living proof that PAICTA is doing a good thing because you've gained a lot. You've taught us a lot. We're still learning and we'll continue to learn. And also, all the best in your future. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Matlagata. Ongeziwe, Ms. Kwayete wants to say something also, gents.
Good evening, guys. I would like to say my farewell to you. It was great. We had fun with you. We learned a lot. So, bye.
Gentlemen,
Yes, thanks.
from everyone at PAICTA, and you guys know that we couldn't have them all here, but I do know that everyone at PAICTA wishes you the best in your future endeavors. And yeah, I'd like you guys to know that PAICTA is home to you. Before anywhere else you go, PAICTA is home to you. So yeah, we more than willing and happy to have you around anytime you want. So every time when you're around the office, around the area, just pop around and say 1 or 2 words. Mr. President, over to you, sir. I think we lost our audio.
Good evening,
Evening, sir.
ladies and gentlemen. I see it's a cool Friday evening. You chilled, you talking, you laughing. Bishop is saying his thing. Mister is saying his thing. And for me, I think, and for me, guys, and people who are listening, I've come across Tando, as he said, in a hackathon, and I've come across them the first time I interviewed them. Well, I actually interviewed them myself. The first cohort, I all interviewed them. So they did not come in easy. So I'm sure they can tell you. But, the lessons that I've learned, we all, the first cohort, it was the first cohort for PAICTA. I think it was a lesson for us. We were learning out of it. So to put it bluntly, they were an experiment. And it's good to hear that an experiment worked.
Yes.
Day one, I'm sure they can agree with me. Day one, Simamkele, which we fondly call him Mr. now, and Utando, which I normally, when I tease him, I say Bishop. They didn't shine the first day. Okay, they didn't shine the first day. Here they are today. But one thing I can tell you, they are extremely reliable. A person that is reliable, it's always good to work with. and they're always accountable to everything that they do. And when at PAICTA, sometimes I need things. I'm sure Tando will tell you, or Smamkele will tell you guys. Sometimes I think of something, and I pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Mister," and ask him a question. He will answer. Anytime I call him, any day I call, he will answer. I phone Tando, I say the same thing. I say, "Hey, Tando, I need you to do me a big favor." He says, "Let's go." Then I ask him a question. I say, "I need this thing. I need some answers to this thing." You will go and research it. That research is not a joke. You will go and research, and Tando on a Saturday will send you messages. If you start with Tando at 10, Tando until 3 hours later will be still sending things. That type of dedication, that type of responsibility goes a very long way. Very long way. So for people that wants to join, as they were addressing, people who wants to join, that they must join an internship, or people that wants to make it and be where they are, they need to know, collaboration, teamwork, responsibility, accountability, not having excuses every time. I've never had an excuse from Umulawa. I've never had an excuse from Mutan. Um, they will always give what is expected. So the two guys have grown because they've pushed themselves to grow. No one else can push you to grow. If I'm not telling the truth, they can say themselves. Tando and Mulao.
Yes, that's true. In order for someone to grow, they must push themselves. No one will push themselves. That's true.
Yeah, all individually would engage with different people. Today, between Tando and Mulawa knows the other mentors at PAICTA. The Mulawa is engaged heavily with a gentleman that is based in Cape Town on AI, artificial intelligence, because one of the platforms he was developing, he's got an AI component. So he understands. Tando has done the same thing in different areas. He has engaged with Professor AMG and many other people. So for people to stand up and be able to deal with people who are professors and doctors and people who, it opens the path and it gives you the confidence that you need to build your career going forward. And this is what they've done. They've been exemplary. I hope they are proud of themselves. They need to pat themselves on the shoulder. They've really done well, and I'm grateful that I've come across them in the first experiment. The rest is not experiment anymore. So the rest we've got the model. So, gentlemen, the sky is not the limit. I've always made a joke and said one day I'll knock at the door and you guys will be sitting on a very big chair in a very big office. You are there or almost there. And as I fondly say, Mr. Umkolo wenza ntoni?
Umkola ugquma
And awuphuki.
and Opu, yes.
So, gentlemen, all the best. I know I'm still going to talk to you on Monday. I might call you even on Saturday because you've got a prototype that is still working on. That AI can't think without you guys making it think. So all the best. I've said my part. Let me leave this thing to Dalukolo and his colleagues, Simvile and Nangu, Mr. Mahlakata. No, ongeziwe nangu always connected from Gqeberha. Dalukolo, let me leave you there. Take it over. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. President. Riemann, on the comment section says, "Farewell to you, brothers. Uh, Go there and present PAICTA." Then we've got Sisi Potorokazi Mdaga saying it's actually said that Team Unity was not fortunate enough to meet you guys in person, but you were great mentors. All the best. And I'm sure you guys also haven't met Team Unity, right?
No, we haven't. It's only telephonically.
Yeah.
Nah, nah.
No, all in good time, gentlemen. Yeah, otherwise, for me, I think that brings us to the end of the show. It's been a great show. And I do know that you guys will not have issues with us connecting at a later stage. Um, Umvuyisi just came in on the comment session just before we close. Says all the best, guys. Fly like an eagle. So, gentlemen, thank you so much. Uh, we will keep in touch, and we still hope to see more of you in these platforms. And I hope, Mr. When it comes to the what we already started with robotics, you'll still be available for consultations going forward. And yeah, so that we can still have another Tando and another Mbulawa in the next 10 to 15 years coming up.
Yes,
So
that
yeah.
I will always be available when you need.
Mr.
Yes,
Dokeman,
yes, yes.
we'll need your expertise
Yes,
also.
yes, indeed, I will be available every time that I need to engage.
No, that would be great. That would be great. But now, tell me something. In terms of PAICTA, I heard about Mkolo Augobi, right? Which is the slogan. you know, the projects that you guys have been, working on and developing the lessons learned. That's just a thought that just came to mind. The lessons learned. You know, anything you'd like to say on lessons that you've learned through these projects and all that? Just in closing.
All right. These projects actually, I can say they were not easy projects. I hope you can agree, Mr. These were actually very, very complex projects. So sometimes you find yourself frustrated and everything. But what I've learned is that you need to be patient and don't always be afraid to go back to a drawing board if ever you are experiencing a challenge or something. So going back to a drawing board and going to consult whenever you need help,
Mhm.
consult others. Yes, it's actually what I have learned to go and look for help.
Thank you, Mr. Nokeman. Just in closing your own lesson.
Yeah, one thing I would like to ask for is, as part of my final speech, I would like to convey a form of text to speech, just something that I've prepared so that it could take you through. And also, I'll edge just a spare 2 minutes so that I could portray my thing. It will share every insight based on the previous project.
Thank you, Mister.
With your permission, Mister.
You can go on.
All right. As much as Umbula was mentioning, it wasn't easy. It was never an easy road, and it was never an easy journey. So
Mm.
yeah, part of it. But yeah, we have to learn because we're involved in many projects. One with AI components, and one with everything that needs to be done. So I don't know, but yeah, seems like the screen is unable to share more with you. Oh, I think I can share. All right, I think it will be a form of conversing everything that I've prepared from my side. So I hope people will be resonating from what I will be talking through the speech. So with your permission, Mr. I can play it.
Play it, Mister.
Should I
You can
play
go
it?
on.
Today
Yes,
marks
Mister.
the end of a remarkable journey that I had the privilege
Is
of
it
sharing with
audible?
each one of you as a junior software developer at
Audible.
PAICTA. And here with a heart full of gratitude and memories that will forever be cherished. As I bid farewell, I want to take a moment to reflect on my time here and share some thoughts with you all. To the other students in varsity who might be listening to this, I want to say this: Embracing is not just about attending classes and acing exams, but it's also about gaining real world experience. Seek internships and projects that allow you to apply your knowledge, develop practical skills, and learn from experienced professionals. PAICTA provided me with the perfect platform to do just that, and it has been an invaluable part of my growth as a software developer. To the current interns, I encourage you to make the most out of your time here. Embrace challenges, ask questions, and be proactive in seeking learning opportunities. Collaborate with your peers, share your knowledge, and be open to feedback. Your time at PAICTA is an opportunity to grow both personally and professionally, and I believe that you can achieve great things by applying yourself wholeheartedly. Throughout my journey at PAICTA, there have been many highlights that I will forever cherish. Working on impactful projects like P2FAs and the risk and asset dashboards, collaborating with the Giving Tree project team. However, looking back, I wish I could have emphasized more effective communication, especially when stepping into new environments. Communication is the key to seamless collaboration, and I believe that clearer communication could have made certain processes even more efficient. Regarding the industry's absorption of students out of university, I must say that PAICTA has done an exceptional job. It provided valuable internship opportunities that allowed students like me to gain practical experience and prepare for the professional world. It is crucial for the industry to continue nurturing young talent and providing opportunities for growth and learning. Now, as I move on to explore new horizons and advance my career as a full-stack developer, I was prompted to start looking for another job to embrace fresh challenges and continue growing in my field. I am grateful for the support and encouragement I received at PAICTA, and I believe that this experience has prepared me well for the road ahead. Under has been a place of growth, collaboration, and camaraderie, and if the opportunity aligns with my future aspirations, I would be thrilled to rejoin the team. To all the prospective employees, I wholeheartedly recommend our company. The supportive work environment, diverse projects, and opportunities for learning make PAICTA an excellent place to kickstart your career and thrive as a professional. In peace, may we leave this shore. In love, until our final journey on the ground, may we meet again. As I bid farewell, tears well up in my eyes, for the memories we've shared will forever be cherished. The bonds we've formed, challenges we've conquered together, and the laughter we've shared echo in my heart. To the friends and mentors who have guided me through this remarkable journey at PAICTA, thank you for your unwavering support and encouragement. Your belief in me has fueled my determination to grow and excel as a software developer. As I step into Nkana, I carry with me the valuable lessons and experiences we've shared, knowing they will guide me in my future endeavors. To my fellow interns and colleagues, the time we spent collaborating, learning, and inspiring each other will forever be etched in my soul. Your passion for innovation and dedication to excellence have left an indelible mark on my professional journey. As I embark on new horizons and embrace fresh challenges, I leave behind a piece of my heart with each one of you. Let us keep the flame of friendship alive, despite the distances that may separate us. With tearful eyes and a hopeful heart, I say goodbye to this chapter of my life, knowing that our paths may cross again someday. So, as I bid farewell, let us take solace in the fact that this is not a final goodbye but a mere see you later. May we meet again on our future journeys, wherever they may lead. Until then, may we find peace, love, and safe passages in all our endeavors.
All right.
Thank you.
I think it covers most of the things, and I hope people resonate.
Thank you so much, Mr. That was very lovely. You see, this is what we talk about when we say we've got developers on the session, we've got developers on the webinar, we've got tech people on the webinar. You don't have to do the talking by yourself. There's AI tools out there to do the talking for you. And in the future, we'll actually consider hosting the whole webinar with these new tech advancements, where we'll just come and sit here and just be looking at the screen while we've got the AI doing a pre-recorded speech. But anyway, Mister, that was very lovely. Thank you so much. And I hope people actually believe us when we say the webinar is all things tech. With your help, you've made that possible to display. I think Alungile would like to say one or two words to you, gentlemen. Over to you, Sis Alungile.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes. Evening,
Oh,
sis.
all
How are you?
right. I'm good, thanks. And how are you?
Very well, thank you.
All right. I would like to take a moment and recognize all the great work that you guys have done for our team and for this organization. It has been really great to work with you guys. Um, your dedication, hard work, and communication has been an inspiration to me and others. I wish you all the best, and I hope and believe that you will continue doing great in your next role. May God keep you well. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Alungile. Let's take the last round of comments before we bring it to a close. Nomane Sitinini says, oh wow, all the best guys. The sky is not the limit. Um, actually, the sky is the limit, as Mr. Mdwaba said. Then Lulego says, all the best guys. Thank you for the time you have shared with us. Then Sinezine says, it's a bittersweet moment. We had limited but impactful time together. Farewell, Mr. Nokemane and Mr. Mbulawa. Then Sandile Tonjeni gives you guys once again a round of applause. Gentlemen, thank you so much. It's been lovely. And thank you again for honoring the invite to the webinar. Thank you. Mr. President, we can close it.
No.